Hi everybody, it's Wednesday, 5:30, and so it's been 4 or 5 days since I've had the surgery, and I'm talking to you from inside my bathroom because I wanted to talk a little bit about what it took me to get ready this morning, and another topic as well. So the only thing I can tell you is that everything takes so much longer. It took me a full hour to get ready this morning. And the only thing that I can recommend to you is you have to plan everything out in advance, right? So I wanted to take a shower. Wanted to try to do is, be as self-independent as possible. And so the one thing that I started to do was to plan everything out. So I knew I was going to shower in a different sling that I wear during the day because I knew the sling would get wet. I knew that I had to protect the shoulder, the sutures and everything, so I wanted to make sure that I had a plastic bag to put over it, which I've done before, but Janet has always helped me. So what I wanted to do was do all those things myself. And so I made sure to cut the strips of tape ahead of time. I made sure to have the sling laid out and so forth. So then that way I could actually get everything taken care of and I'd be ready in advance, right? Well, that took a very long time, right? You're doing all of that stuff one-handed, trying to get undressed, trying to make sure that you've got everything prepared in advance and so forth. It all worked out fine, but it just took a little while longer, right? You got to make sure that you've got your towel all set. You want to have an extra towel out by when you go ahead and take off the wet sling. Your arm is still going to be wet, so you want to have a towel there as well. Showering is no big deal. Once you've got everything very well protected, and you've got to use quite a bit of tape around that plastic bag to make sure that everything stays as dry as possible. But you're doing everything one-handed, right? Forget about trying to soap up a washcloth. Just use a bar of soap on your body. I tried to soap up a washcloth, didn't work out. And then you get all rinsed off and everything's fine. But once again, it just takes a lot longer than you think it does. And then of course, once you're showered and you're dry and you go to get dressed again, well then it's trying to make sure that you do everything as much as you can on your own. The one thing that I did have Janet help me with today was replacing the bandages. So what I did was when I got ready in the morning, I left the bandages on, I covered them up, took a shower, and then afterwards Janet came and helped me redo the bandages. That was something that I wasn't able to do on my own yet. So anyway, just wanted to make sure that to share with you guys just how long it took. Like I said, it took me an hour just to take a shower this morning. That didn't include, breakfast and everything else. It was literally just taking a shower, getting ready, getting dressed. So I wanted to share that with you. The second thing that I wanted to share with you, which came as a surprise to me, was that I was planning to work today. And so fortunately I was able to work from home because I found out that I called the doctor and the doctor said, oh no, you can't drive with a sling. And as a matter of fact, you can't drive until you come in for your checkup or your first checkup, and then we'll let you know if you can drive or not at that point. So I'm like, well, that's great. So I went ahead and fortunately I brought everything home ahead of time. I knew I'd be doing something like this anyway. So I had the ability to make phone calls. I had the ability to work on the computer and so forth. Although I use a trackball, I am able to use my fingers, so that wasn't too much of a problem. Using the keyboard primarily left-handed was a little bit of a challenge. Since I'm right-handed and my sling is on my right hand, a little bit difficult to take notes if I wanted to, but was able to get through the day. But at the end of the day, like I said, I was actually thinking about driving into work tomorrow, found out that that's not even going to happen. So I'll be working from home actually through Monday at least until the doctor says, yeah, you can go ahead and drive. But I did all sorts of research. I'm from the state of Illinois. It doesn't seem like there's any legal issues as to not driving other than to say that you should not drive while impaired, right? And so certainly a sling could be defined as being impaired, but it doesn't specifically call that out. From what I did see, other states actually have legal rules about that. So one thing that I would also encourage you to do is do a little bit of research on that as well. Find out, check out your local driving laws and find out if there are actual rules against you driving or not with a sling, because that was something that was news to me. I didn't even think about that. And it's possible that I might have to work from home for 3 weeks. If that's the case, then that's the case. It's really not a bad thing, but it's just, once again, not something that I was anticipating doing. So with that, those are the couple of key tips that I have for today. Pretty much off the pain meds. I took some extra strength Tylenol today. Things are looking good. They're feeling much better. There are some things now that I'm feeling that I hadn't felt before in my arm. I'm sure that that's probably just normal. But from that standpoint, things are progressing along. So with that, I hope once again that you find this informative, and that if you like, hit the subscribe button. I'll be trying to do these updates periodically. And so every time I come up with something new, I'll try to do an update. And then of course over time, just how things are progressing. So with that, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again.